going to make spice rubbed pork, inspired by Top Chef Brooke Williamson. In order to make spice rubbed pork, we're going to need pork, of course, red onion, garlic, cilantro, all their knickknacks, and some black beans. And I don't know about you guys at home, but I don't have a fancy matching bowl set. This is as good as it's gonna get for me here. My cutting board is pretty old too. My knife, yeah, we don't even want to talk about that. Let's rip open these knickknacks here. Inside we have roast pork spice blend, Creekside Creamery cream, some light brown sugar, apple cider vinegar, the cure-all for anything, and some honey. All right, now we're gonna go into preparing the ingredients. Step 1 is to preheat the oven to 475. All right, and the next thing you gotta do is wash your fresh produce. Chop it all up nice. This recipe calls for the onion to be half diced and half split into 1-inch length pieces. So here's the diced portion as you just saw. And now I will split the other half into 1-inch pieces. Learn that little trick from the Food Network. So now that we're all squared away with all of our beautiful ingredients, we can finally start cooking. The next step is to open up your pork and pat it dry. Be careful when handling raw meat because no one wants to get salmonella, except for people who eat raw cookie dough. Cover up your pork with some pork rub here, and also salt and pepper. While that pork is cooking, I will go ahead and drizzle it with some olive oil. Season with salt and pepper. Make sure they are saturated with all the salt and pepper and olive oil. And then we'll place them on 1/2 of the sheet. You don't want to cook it fully here, just enough to brown the outside so it's ready to go in the oven. About 3 to 5 minutes. And while that pork is sizzling, we'll go ahead and start the caramelized onions. So gotta throw some butter in here and let that melt. Now that the pork is done browning, we can go ahead and put this in the oven for about 20 minutes. Once again, season with salt and pepper. Okay, now we'll come back to this pan where I browned the pork, and we're going to add the garlic. Y los frijoles negros. These are starting to get brown, so we can go ahead and add our brown sugar to them. And also 1/2 cup of water. And we'll do the whole thing. Might add some more later. Now the beans are starting to break down, so we can go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. So I've added the honey, 1/2 of the apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to go ahead and stir in a 1/2 cup of water. After you're cooking your black beans and garlic, they should look something like this. I hope, maybe, I don't really know, but looks good to me. Now I'll go ahead and add these caramelized onions into the pan of frijoles negros. And then I'll just go ahead and sprinkle some cilantro in there. Alright, so it looks like I completely scorched my onion, but you know, that's alright. Life is about making mistakes and moving on. Pork is not quite done yet, so I'm going to go ahead and scrape off these poor onions and then put this guy back in there for a little bit. Now the recipe calls for me to mix some apple cider vinegar with these onions. I don't know if that's really going to help anything, but you know, I'll try. Yeah, we'll see. Feel free to snack on popcorn and stare at the wall while you're waiting. All you want to do is eat your wonderful Blue Apron meal, but it's taking so long. More fun things to do while you're waiting for your pork to cook include watching paint dry, walking around in circles, picking dead leaves off of your poor dying plant, and or trying to figure out if you can feel the earth moving. Woo! We made it! It tastes delicious. Ta-da! Still good. No, like I thought I felt the world turn for a second. High five.